Oh la 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 la. Hello everybody. Like within a second, 4 legends. Professor Rengau, Brady, Gozzy, Sergeant, everybody's rocking up to the party. Philae, oh la la. We have a party and a half. By the way, I really don't mean to look like a greedy douche, but I have fixed the dono thingy. Can someone check if it works, please? And I don't mean you to donate, just whatever. I don't know how else to fix it, but apparently the link was broken before and it didn't work. So I was hoping that we could find a way to figure out if this was doable. Dr. Rengau, how's it going, buddy? Long time no see. Have you got a sexy chess game for us to have a look at? Nothing comes to mind, sadly. Haven't been playing too much. Yeah, I thought that your priorities may have shifted heavily towards classical literature. Alright, let's do a very quick warm-up with some dailies. I'm still working, Rengau, on doing the whole library of the ChessCom daily puzzles, so my account will have every single puzzle solved. On that note, this looks like a queen h4, king h4, rook h3, gh3, rook h3, king g4. What the hell have I done? Oh, after king g4 is just rook up and then h3 mate is unstoppable. Oh, this is not a Monday puzzle though. Oh no, this is the Sunday one. Right, okay. Okay. Oh, that was feisty. Yeah, I kind of am actually, yes. So, I think I may have missed a few in 2026 April and March. And then I worked backwards, and I tell you what I'm up to. I have covered the entirety of... Hey, Malcolm. I actually missed 2023 June. Okay, let's do this. So that's made into... What color am I even? This is just check and mate, isn't it? Yep. Okay, too easy. This is a very famous Rook E8 one. I actually should have asked the chat to solve this. Is there anyone... Sir Arthur, welcome in. Is there anyone who is new to this motif, or everyone is familiar? Yeah, this is a very famous motif. Yeah. So this shouldn't come as a novelty to anyone, really, who are familiar with literature. Brazy! Braze wants some double D. Oh, Our, you are a fan of the double D. Finally, a kindred spirit. Someone else who is passionately onto the double Ds. That is my man. Bloody hell. Oh, that was a test. Okay. Okay, the new hero of the hour is our RL, who also loves the double D. Yeah, all good, Mr. Germany. All good. All good. Sorry, I have a phone call that I need to take. Szóval figyelj, most meg nekem nem lett jó, úgyhogy majd visszahívlak, mert dolgozok. Bocs. Majd később. Okay, chat. So yeah, the idea is that if bishop takes, that interposes with the back rank defense, and then it's mate on f8. If queen takes, then we have the mate here. Holy smokers. It's not really that surprising, Sergeant. I expected it to be. In fact, before the election, it was already top news in most Western media outlets, mostly because Western media was really hoping for the outcome that eventually ended up happening. It looks to me like a queen b1, queen b3 mate, by the way. Well, ironically, you may be a little bit wrong, because 30 years ago, now more than 30, 36 years ago, is that when Hungary shook off the heavy chains of communism / socialism, and that was the first free elections. So back then it was also relevant, but you are right that in between, not so much, but now it was a hot topic. Indeed, indeed. So this looks like knight d4, knight d4, bishop c4, and pick off the horse. I hear a lot of Sydney Sweeney anal orgies, so I had to join in the fun. Correct. There is a reason why we are big Sydney Sweeney fans here. She also likes double deflection and the double D pawns, for sure. As do we all. Okay, so why is this not made? Because of king here. And then check, and then here. So then there is also this that is met by rook here. Oh, it's rook a1. I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind. Rook a1, bishop c2, and then it's mate. That's kindergarten pattern recognition. I got distracted by the double Ds of Sydney. Even though there was no visual. Just the mention. Just the mere mention of Sydney and the assets got me distracted. Apologies. Are we white? If we are, I'm guessing it's gonna be some check. Take g7, rook g1. And regrets. So bishop takes, pawn takes, knight g5 is my next very educated guess. Sheesh, that's hot. That is very hot. That's Sydney Sweeney hot, innit? Knight g5, fg, and then the pawn runs. And if rook g1, that's the other point, then I get to check down the rook. That was a pretty quick and neat finish for a reasonably difficult study. I'm impressed with myself. Okay, this is just made in 2. Let's go. Let's check and block. Sweet Blues, welcome in. By the way, Brazy, did you want to get something analyzed, or that was just you being generous and testing the waters at the same time? Both. Okay, there. No, I'm totally on board with that. That's very cool. So please, in that case, send me the goods. The frick is going on here? Send me the goods, brother, please. Knight takes and queen d3, I think, blunders this bishop with a check. Infinite Knight, welcome. Knight takes queen e7 check. I guess king f1 and then g3 and the king hides. Oh, it's queen e8. Oh my god. It's queen e8. The idea is that after queen e8, rook e8, the knight is hanging, and if knight e2, then knight f4. Yeah, shock. Shock is coming in strong. Well done. Well done, Shock. Infinite knight, fire away, buddy. That's what we're here for. This is the famous Arabian mate. Check, check, and mate. Everyone needs to know this. Yeah, sometimes the simple ones are the ones that you get stumped by most because they are somehow out of your usual patterns and whatnot. Yeah, Brazy on it in a second. Rook d4 looks pretty solid. Rook a6 and then just take back with the f and then we pick off the horse, no? Yeah, that's, I reckon, game. What's your question, good lad? Who was the guy who wanted to ask questions? Someone said I want to... Oh, infinite. Fire away, buddy. Oh, shit. Good evening or morning or day all. My lucky weekend, 2 times in a row on Drash. That's what all the ladies say when they see me twice back to back. That's a lucky weekend. I like the fact, Courtney, that you feel that way. Oh, and now it's this. Okay, I must admit that I misevaluated this. So what was wrong with my rook d4? Oh, I forgot the fact that my queen was hanging. That wasn't too bright, was it? That was, in fact, absolutely moronic. And I still don't necessarily get everything. So what is my move if rook takes? Is it maybe queen b4? Hitting the rook and threatening b5, winning the knight on the pin? That was actually quite cool. That was very cool. I did get your message, Courtney. I will be in touch. All right. Since our good friend Brazy sent us goods. Hola, Jazz. Oh, shit. Okay, you need to resend this, brother. I don't think I can copy this in. You know that you can copy PGNs called RAW, which is Sydney's favorite word as well. I might have taken that a tad too far. Yep. No, I can't copy this, buddy, so you need to give me the RAW version. Yes, you did, Jazz. Thank you. Noticed. Received. Okay, while you are looking, Brazy, I'm going to look at Jazz. Oh, you wanted me... You wanted me the Ruy. Is this what you wanted to have a look at? It was a kill, wasn't it? I think I did, Courtney, actually. I think I did. I need the Pog 67 emoji. Well, first of all, thank you for the sub. Second of all, I think you are in the wrong channel, brother. The fact that you use the word Pog tells me that we might not have the same language between us. Yes, I know. I fixed it, Shoka. It's a Twitch drop thing for chess streamers. Yeah, I still don't know the lingo. Like, I don't even know what drop means, let alone... let alone the Pog. So I would love to give you kind of whatever you are asking for because you just subbed and I like to give back, but I don't know what's going on. Chat will help you out, buddy. I love you though. Okay, so Jazz is with the white pieces. Booyah, baby! Booyah! Wait, did Courtney crack a joke? Where is Courts? Did you get the PayPal fixed? Yes, I did. Oh, there you go. Okay, you got sorted, buddy, and I didn't even have to do shit. Like, that's how I like life. I get money and I didn't need to do nothing. Best stuff ever. All right, let's have a look at Jazz. Jazz, what's going on? We're looking at a. Oh, I remember this is a fat W in the Ruy. Okay, let's have a look. See. So anti-marshal. Play on the other side. That's legal. I like to wait with this Jazz a few more moves. Like, I like to play knight d2, make them commit to something, and then d4. Because if you play d3 and then d4, all you are doing is that you are playing a down a tempo marshal, rather Chigorin. I mean, you didn't play actually h3, so you could claim that you didn't lose a tempo. But that's actually exactly one of the problems here, that bishop g4 is a decent move. So I would very strongly advise you to not to do this. And play knight d2, wait for them to commit to bishop move, and then play d4, if d4 is at all on the agenda. This to me makes no sense, that we play d3 and then d4 without any particular concept behind it. Not that I can see, at least. It just feels wrong. Yeah, right, okay. So, knight c6. Now, d5 is typical. Yeah, very good. Knight b8 is really bad on account of a4. Yeah, buddy. Where are the Spanish instincts? If you don't play here a4, you wrote yourself out of the educated people's list. And you have to work very hard to come back. A4, buddy, every day of the week. Because now they cannot play a move. Any move at all. Oh, God, Jazz. That question itself hurts me a lot. That's the worst possible thing to ever play. But how would it be a threat? Like, a4 threatens to win a pawn, bro. Like, black has to respond. But I had a YouTube video about this, and Shock is schooling you here big time because he's an educated chess player. Like, bishop g4 is a terrible move 9 times out of 10 in the Ruy Lopez, because all it does is that you just get pushed around. And if bishop h5, then knight g3 kicks you. And then knight h4 is a winning move here, because knight e4 is always went by knight g6, and then you're just gonna come in. Thank you very much for the Anon sub. Yeah, like this is never a thing. This is the ultimate terrible way to play with back. So I need to clarify a thing for you, because it seems that you have got a few gaps in your understanding, Jazz, and I'm saying it with utmost respect, right? So let's assume that you are playing into a normal Ruy Lopez. TLX says, I will answer you in a second. The reason why we have to play h3 here and not d4 is because now after bishop g4, there is a very annoying tension here. So the reason why the pin here is a pain in the bum, because your d4 pawn is bleeding. And you have to do something with it. There are two somethings you can do. One is d5, the other one is bishop e3. Okay, if bishop e3, then unfortunately here black has take d5, and black is totally fine here. Skanderful, thank you for the follow. The plan B, which seems to fit the bill a little bit better, is d5, but this also doesn't work on account of a very annoying c6. And now we cannot keep the center. If h3, they drop back. If b4, you come in. If you take queen c7, they will regain the pawn. And we just ruined our position completely in every segment. And so typically here after c6, the theory is that you take c6 right away. And again, whether it's knight takes back or queen c7 first, and then sometimes they even take with the queen apparently, but knight takes is fine. Bishop e6 follows. Black is totally fine. So basically, the whole issue about h3 is to secure d4, that it can't be hurt. In your case, it's a wasteful move because d4 is already a problem of the past. So bishop g4 has stopped being a meaningful move altogether. And not only should you disallow it, but you should actually encourage it to happen. Now, all of that aside, every time you can play a4 against a6, b5 structures, if they cannot keep it, meaning play a move that allows them to retake with the pawn, a4 is a no-brainer. Now, the only move that does allow them to keep the pawns is bishop b7, which is a tragically terrible diagonal for the bishop to be on. And typically here, you poke and prod further, and you ask a question again, trying to provoke some kind of a pawn move, which then is going to further weaken the structure. In this case now, we continue piling up on b5. And our good friend Shock RL, who happens to be more on the right than in the wrong altogether, very smart young gentleman, says that this feels like the quintessential chess, the Ruy Lopez. Now, I was paraphrasing because he was referring to the d3 lines, but really the quintessential Ruy Lopez experience is mainline Chigorin, mainline Breyer, mainline Zaitsev. So main lines with d4. d3 is already a bit of a compromise. Now, I thought that all of what I just said to you was common knowledge. But apparently not, because most people in the chat are going like, wow, never heard of this, or wow, this is awesome. And yes, it is awesome, but I thought that you guys knew this. And I don't mean to be condescending, I genuinely did. Okay, so therefore h3 was a textbook case of preventing a strategic mistake. That move makes no sense whatsoever. Like none. Sadly, we keep on missing the boat with a4. b3 is solid. That's good. This is how you keep on pressing the wrong buttons back to back 5 times. Now here, my gut feeling is that as soon as I see a5, I want to play a4. That's just a positional instinct. That it feels wrong to play a5 and it feels right to bite into the weakened middle pawn. And what it yields is that now the light squares may be accessible. So now you can do a readout plan, very common in Spanish context, where you put a knight here, you put the knight back here, and you occupy c4. And often you spice it up with bishop d3, bishop b5. So you look to trade this for this, that being bad bishop, good bishop. And then you try to obtain / occupy the c4 square. Knight c4 is not like... I don't even know what you mean by allowing it. First of all, this is not doing anything. Second of all, technically it's not allowed because it has to go. So I don't want to say that, yes, that was a stupid question, because there are no stupid questions. There are many stupid answers. But knight c4 is not a thing. So I don't know what you are even referring to as allowing knight c4. Like, no one wants to play knight c4 because it's bad. Dude, what are you doing? Like, you just lost a piece. Like, hello? Knight on c4, man, is misplaced. Like, it's not a square you want to go to because it's one-way traffic. It's like, you're not attacking anything. It's not an outpost. You get kicked out. You get to go home. Forget it. Lyndon Vaines Johnson. I am doing great, thank you. And yourself? Good old Jumbo in the house. I think you are the only one who understands that reference. Yeah, like if black had a pawn on c4 and a knight on c5, that would be... Oh, that's Bob Sacamano. Okay. That would be vastly preferable for black, yes. So a4 missed is a biggie here. Also note that with a4, you are provoking the opening of the b file, which is more likely your territory than theirs. If you don't play a4, they are going to play a4 themselves, like we play whatever, and then they play a4, in which case it's the a file that is going to be opened up. That is something that you do not really want to see. G3 is fine. Rook b8 makes very little sense to my untrained eyes. I know that you seem to be very committed to kingside play here, but I would like to mention that knight d2 is a very handy move here to clarify c4. And I can still see a world where we're going to win this game on the queen side rather than on the king side. Okay, I hate that move. Was this a mouse slip or was this like, what is this? You ran out of plan. Okay, this is a question dominantly for Jazz. Yeah, no one knows why h4. This is a question dominantly for Jazz, but a little bit for everyone. What is White's only sensible pawn break to play for? Jesse in the house! Oh, bloody hell, the all-time big guns are back. Bob Sacamano, Jesse HF, bloody hell, good to have you guys. Sorry, guys. Oh, Mr. Landau comes in strong. Is Tindy in the house? Is Tindy in the house? Oh, Tinderino in the house. Welcome in, brother. Courtney and I have been missing you for different reasons. Okay, let me see what the chat said. Sorry, I had to answer some text. Are you thinking of f4? Yes. So how do you explain h4 then, brother? How do you explain... So Okay, I have a question for you. How do you, specifically to jazz, how do you consider slash think of f4? So you go like, okay, so I go knight h to f4. This is my plan. Did I play Ivanchuk recently? No. Have I ever played Ivanchuk ever? Also no. What are your thoughts, Jazz, about knight h to f4 on the whole? Like, how do you feel about it? You said, my stupid brain said that the rook on e1 is misplaced if I play for an f4 break. Yeah, you are correct. So why don't you put it back on f1? Too slow. Now, see, this is exactly the story, Jazz, that you need to be real about, which is that too slow because of what, or versus what, or relative to what. Like, too slow is always in chess a measurable thing where you go like, it's too slow because in the interim my opponent is gonna do X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z will hurt me like hell. So show me what black is gonna do to prove that f4 followed by rook e1, rook f1 is slow. Big Fitty! Thank you very, very much for the pineapple, Tindy, but for goodness sake, please stop. Big fella with the big Fitty. If any non-Australian can figure out why we call a 50 a pineapple, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. Why is Hungary in the news so much? Because a government that had been in power for 16 years was brutally outvoted. And it was a very controversial government of the last few years too. That was not particularly popular with most Western European countries. That's to put it something extremely complicated in a very, very nutshell-y scenario. So, Jess, the point that I'm making here are twofold. One, you correctly identified that your plan is relatively slow, but you didn't measure it up against your opponent's chances to hurt you. Yes? Yeah. Can I ask you to close my door, love, please? Yeah. Because slow is always relative, right? And you have to keep it in mind. Like, my plan is slow, correct, but slow compared to what? Or what is the plan that's gonna hit you? Yes, the $50 Australian note is yellow just like a pineapple. Well done. So this is your plan, man. And also you realize that when you play f4, taking is a very serious risk because your opponent stupidly played king h7, lining it up with the bishop. And so if they cannot take, then you spending an extra move on going back to f1 with the rook is no longer going to be slow. You are correct that it's slightly annoying that they can do this. And this is why the Spanish is so incredibly beautiful, because the best thing you can do here is actually just take it. And if knight c4, then you go like, yeah, you can have the bishop. I'm winning a pawn, and I'm going to turn everything back and win on the queen side. This is the Spanish torture and the Spanish treatment indeed. But good observation, random guy. Shout out to you. One more thing, and lately I come across a lot this concept and problem, and I do not understand how this really works or how I can teach it better. But here is the deal. So you found the plan of knight h2 f4, and you ruled it out on account of slow. Yeah? I think we all agree that knight h2 with the idea of f4, at the very least, is a decent idea, right? And you decide to rule it out. And then we play a move that I don't think you could explain to yourself. Like, I'm okay with finding the right idea and rejecting it for the wrong reason. But then you always measure up your move, right? Like you almost never pick from one candidate. It almost always two candidates at least, right? So surely you match them against each other and you go like, well, which one is the one that makes more sense to me or that I like? So how did h4 win the debate over knight h2 f4 is the part that blows my mind. Because I don't understand what you were hoping to get out of h4. Like, what's the plan? Notwithstanding the fact that you immediately sucked in knight g4, munching your bishop pair, and with that all your hopes in life. But I'm dying to know what this was meant to accomplish. Please, give me something. While I'm doing errands. Yeah, but okay, so this is something that I want every one of you who are listening now to try to take it on board, because this happens a lot, and I noticed it a lot lately in my students' play as well. That there are two plans, one that seems okay and we reject it for real or imagined reasons, and then instead we play a move that we can't even explain to ourselves. So I'm absolutely flabbergasted about how this could be the winner if you actually had the idea of knight h2 f4 on the cards. It is just mind-boggling to me. Like, there is one where we have got some pros and cons, and then we vote for a move that we cannot even explain to ourselves what it does. It is chess psychology at its finest. I did hear about your a4 proposition, brother, but I think that this is a textbook case of playing on the wrong side of the board. Like, I'm happy to lose his bishop for the knight if I win a pawn. I don't think it's hubris at all. No, I don't think so. There's no hubris in this. It's not like he's thinking he's being smart or that he outsmarted the system. I think it's just a completely false thought process of abandoning one move for a reason, then voting for another one without actually comparing. I don't think that a comparing phase happens at all. Coach, are shirts required here? No, I would be absolutely delighted to know that the vast majority of my viewership is shirtless. In particular, the ladies. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Yeah, if you are shirtless, it's more power to you, man. Shout out. Shout out. So yeah, knight h2 in my book is a no-brainer here, and h4 is, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I have no idea what you were thinking when you played this. But you needed to spend a lot more time on doing something rather than committing to h4. Like, this is almost a move that you knew was rubbish. Yeah, exactly. If there were no brainers, then this is a brainer. Yeah. As my beloved fellow streamer, good old Bensky, likes to say it, don't play bad moves that you know are bad moves. So didn't you blunder this now? Sinsak. Shout out to you, brother. I don't know why, but recently I'm getting a lot of anonymous subs, and a lot of people are subbing who haven't been active at all previously on the channel. And I'm very, very happy to see that. Shout out to all of you. Yeah, Jazz, like, this is a motive that you mentioned yesterday. And yet you walked into it yourself now. You just lost the chess game. The sub badge, Courtney, the bike in front of your name. Yeah, look, this is where this whole game derailed. This whole H4 story was just completely... Yeah, no good. No good at all. Because now you are worse... Oh, the PogChamps one. Yeah, well, whatever. But then why are you subbing to me? I was getting my hopes up that people are actually subbing to my channel because they like me or what I do. But now you just drag me back to the sad reality that... Yeah, it's not happening. Was I mentioned in PogChamps? I hope not. Yeah, so we are worse here on the king side and on the queen side as well. But you know that. Yeah, this feels torture. Okay, bishop d7 is very weird given that he had rook b2, he had queen h4 maybe even. Oh no, the queen c7 is on. Yeah, so rook b2 first. Reckon. Thank you. Keep it coming, ladies. Keep it coming. Okay, your opponent, he started playing Chicken Chess Club. Whoa. Bishop a4. Hello? No? No bishop a4. What's cooking? I guess bishop a4 is a move here, right? I mean, it doesn't win, but... it looks sexy. Yeah, your opponent is playing some weird chess, like rook d2, he seems to keep the rook here, and with queen h4 coming on the dark squares, we're getting absolutely gutted here. Ooh. Queen g5, holy smokes, man. Yeah, if queen g5, that needed to happen now, and then I think they have got some hopes of perpetual down here. Yeah, this was decently finished in the end by you, buddy, but your opponent completely pooped the bed here. Like, rook b2, in particular here, would have hurt like mad. And now h5, h4 is coming, queen h4 is coming. Yeah, as far as I am concerned, the meaningful part of the game is behind us and you are just dead. And everything that happens here that favors us is a fluke. No offense. Like, strategically speaking, we completely busted here. We lost the bishop pair. We dark square domination for black. Everything is just bad, bad, bad. H5 is a particularly instructive move here. You take BC, H4, and now the knight has to come home. And then we're getting killed. That's Bob Sacamano was the problem that I posed that I'm working on how to solving. I'm working on how to solve it, and currently I'm losing because I cannot fathom that if you compare and contrast the ideas of knight h2 and f4 and the lack of ideas really with h4, how you come to the conclusion that, oh yeah, h4, yeah, let's go, that's the one that I like. I cannot resolve this conflict. And I really am working on it. Like, I try to find a method. And I do think that the biggest problem is that that's my current solution to the problem, is that people don't compare. They think in terms of individual moves and ideas. Right? So he looked at knight h2, f4, and then rather than evaluating it and then contrasting and comparing it with the next idea, they go like, no, I don't want that, next. And then they looked at h4 and they're like, well, looks all right, let's do that. I know, but it is an idea if you are not comparing it to anything, right? As soon as you have a valid alternative to that, it becomes a completely ludicrous concept. So whatever happened after this, I think, is irrelevant. We covered a lot of interesting ideas until here, and I think that was very instructive. I have nothing instructive to say after this, other than black sucks at chess. Double it doesn't do enough, if anything at all. In fact, it's nonsense. Like, knight d4 just gets captured and then you just lose the house. This is not playable. So yeah, this is just not happening. Black is learning too. Yeah, fair. Fair. What? He takes... What? Double, what are you going on about, buddy? I didn't realize that there were slurs in the chat. I didn't notice any of the slurs. I've been telling Coach to do some stretches and see how Nemo does long marathon streams. What? Alright, we need to accelerate things, guys, because there are people waiting for their games to be critically analyzed. So I'm going to move on now. Interesting fight there. So we have got a Brazy game. I have got a Landau game. Mr. Landau hasn't sent it yet. Oh, yes, he has. And then I have got a Tindy game on top of everything else, which I'm very much looking forward to as well. So let's go, Mr. Brazy. I didn't check the color. Dagnamit. Mr. Brazy, what are we? Brazy white. Yeah, h4 was just not a move. Let's close that discussion there. Oh, TLXS, sorry. Your question was, you didn't ask the question though, did you? Oh no, you asked something about take, which immediately was red flags for me. Can you please repeat your question? It was something about how to analyze your own games, which by the way, I have a YouTube video about, so that would be a good start. Erwin, hey. So yeah, TLX, can you please type in your question again? And I'm going to attend to you immediately. But I think it was about how to analyze your own games, which is never with an engine, if you can help it. To auto-review games, like take, but not mobile. There are a few things there that I don't understand. I don't know what auto-review is. I have no idea about what take does. So I've got a lot of blanks in this. So I have got a YouTube video that I would like you to go to. That is going to help you probably the most about how to review your own games. But the gist is, the less you do with any kind of engine, the better it is for you. Okay, I found the video that I was after for you, young man. So this is the video you are after. I suggest you start there. Yeah, that's not a bad start, Alex, but in general, I like the least amount of engine involvement in game reviews. So just to clear up a little bit of fog, because people are getting a bit excited about shading others in the chat. So when you are playing an over-the-board game and you are recording stuff on score sheets, you're not allowed to write anything on the score sheet other than the moves and the names of the players and all jazz. Like, you can't take notes, nothing like that sort can happen. I think that there is absolutely zero harm in doing that in an online environment where as you proceed, you write down your own ideas. That's totally fine. I really genuinely believe that you shouldn't need to do that. Because if you don't remember your own ideas in your game, that means to me that you're not dedicated to your cause at all. You should remember why you did what. Also, thank you, the Misfits, for the gifted sub. So that's about writing down your ideas. As for TLX's question, once again, it's always better to review your game with a fellow human who is better at chess than you, than the computer, because the computer will tell you what the right move was instead of what the bad move was, and it will never ever tell you how to fix your faulty thinking. I can, the computer can't. The computer can tell you that you're stupid and you should have played X instead of Y, and it will even explain to you kind of why Y is better instead of X. But what it doesn't do, which is the biggest issue, is to tell you why X, which is what you played, was bad. It also won't tell you what kind of thought process has led to the bad move, and then fix that. Right? So it's like the same thing as, imagine that you have got a tooth decay, right? You go to the dentist, and the dentist will fix your tooth. That's the engine. Now, a good dentist will tell you, you are brushing wrong, you are eating too much sweets, and you are also not brushing enough, and you need to do dental floss more, or just do it as opposed to not at all. That will prevent further problems. None of that is provided by the engine. That's the problem. And the lower you go, the more it is true. All right, let's go back to the game. I was hoping for a Sydney Sweeney analogy. All right, can I do that? Not this time. No. This time we will let Sydney and her glorious assets alone, and we go with the dentist. Sometimes we have to learn the painful way. Whoa! Nope. If you play 94, buddy, you are committed to taking. Chessable tactics. Well, it depends on what course you are using, but no, that in general, that is a good source of stuff for sure. That is a good source. So the idea of 94 is that you want to trade into this, and then you want to deny c5. So for example, here bishop takes f6 is actually a quite handy move, because after bishop takes, which is the inferior recapture by the way, you have rook c1, and now black is stuck for breaks. And if you can deny c5 and e5 long term, that means that black is going to suffer for the rest of the game. This whole operation of knight e4 makes no sense any other way. That's the only purpose of it. Because otherwise you would much rather play pawn e4. Which is what I meant by e5. I'm also somewhat worried that this is a tactical blunder on account of knight e4, bishop e7, knight f2. I haven't quite calculated that, but I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, so what's the story here? Knight takes, knight f2. Isn't this hurting a bit? Infinite knight. I think it's very, very individual as to how patterns translate into your own games. I don't have an answer for you for that, but like I don't see how, if you solve 5 puzzles or 10 for the Greek gift, and you internalize that when there is no piece on f6, there is no bishop f5 coming, I have a knight on f3, then usually this check followed by queen h5 wins. I don't see how that wouldn't be automatic once you have a game like that. Nothing is free in this world, my friend. Nothing is free. In particular, things that are of quality, they are never free. The best things in life are free, they say. Don't believe them. Chess game analysis and Sydney Sweeney analogies, they do not come free. Right, so we suck this in. Again. We sucked it in twice. Yeah, that's an exception. That's an exception. Lichess is free and it's brilliant. Yeah, that's very true. What is my advice? Do tactics and utilize them in your game. That's all I have to tell you, man. I don't know what advice you were seeking there, honestly. As far as difficulty is concerned, it should be such that you solve more than what you don't, but you should always hit some where you go like, I couldn't do it. So you should do difficulty level where you do somewhere between 6 to 8 solved out of 10. And the other 4 to 2 is not solved. So if you easily solve 10 out of 10, you are doing it too easy. If you can't solve more than 5, it's too hard. You need to find a fine middle ground. Yeah, Brazy, this was tragic, man. It was really tragic. Like, you could have had such a good game here with take, rook c1, bishop e4. Happiest days of your life. Tindy, just type in exclamation mark analysis and it all comes up with the goods. Yeah, this was very unfortunate. And I tell you, Brazy, this all the time. When there are desperados on the board, meaning pieces that are destined to capture, you always count on them sacking themselves rather than just calculating what if they take my stuff. I always tell you this. How much time should we take per puzzle ideally? It depends on what kind of puzzles you are solving, but I would say that typically if after 10 minutes you're still stuck on it, but this depends on level, by the way, that is not a good sign. Unless you are feeling that you're making inroads and you need some more time to iron out the finest details. But it depends on level, right? Because a 2500 rated player is going to solve puzzles that will take time, like certainly more than 10 minutes. Because everything else for them is just automatic. I dig it. I don't like this. We should be bringing more dudes in, yeah? But I agree that typically I prefer books for puzzles as well. But since a lot of very, very good books have been turned into online sources, I don't mind doing them online either. Yeah, 95 Brazy. Put your pieces in the center instead of trading them down on your opponent's terms. Okay. Chat. What are your candidate moves here for white? Yeah, chess tempo is very good. Chess tempo is definitely good. And all the curated chessable courses that are puzzles are also very good. Let's go, chat. I hate it, but queen c6. Why do you hate it? Tikar in the house. If you hate it, then don't say it. Why is 92 a candidate move here? What? How? What? Why is 92 a candidate move? I'm so confused. I've got some 95s. which is good. I don't understand queen f2 either, to be honest. First of all, we walk into both of these knight moves with a tempo, plus we abandon the open file. How is that logical? So now we're down to queen c6 or queen c7, of which, obviously, you want queen c6, because after the trade, you're hitting pawn. Yeah, I didn't mean to suggest that, Courtney, but it does help to be logical. Well, I don't know why you are shaming and flaming yourself, Fat Belly, for queen c6 when it's clearly by far the most logical move. I don't understand why you keep on flaming yourself for the best move on the board. What's shameful about playing the best move? Mr. Bilas, e4 as a plan makes an already vulnerable pawn formation a lot more vulnerable. And you are doing this at the cost of moving your pieces backwards. That makes no sense at all. Like e4 makes d4 irreparably weak. So right now, of the two, e3 is the weakness, right? But that sits too deep in territory for black to make it a realistic target. That being said, you constantly need to look at knight g4 as an attacking source. As soon as you play e4, you are weakening d4, which is a lot harder to defend. Yeah, even against knight d5, e4 is a very poor response, because it makes the pawns loose. Against knight d5, you want to play almost all the time just king f2. Never e4. It would be a good move if we had a full set of pieces. Yeah, I don't like trading queens. Like, dude. that just because you were missing the scene, this mini analogies, it's like, well, sorry, honey, I'm into redheads. So she rocks up to you and goes like, hey, I'm free for the next 2 days. Where are we going? And my good friend Fatbelly goes like, well, you are not going anywhere because I prefer redheads. It's like, no one cares, brother, about whether you like queen trade or not. You are playing the position and not your preferences. The position demands queen c6. Well, okay, so for starters, after queen c7, take knight d5, and we are already looking very badly. So here is already a very strong argument for you to go for queen c6 rather than 7, because when we enter the endgame, knight d5, king f2, and white is clearly better. Although even here, knight b4 is on, but I don't consider this to be that bad of a story. But this would be actually a genuine line. Anyway, let's move on with the game because I'm curious how it went. So queen e4, also very annoying. Queen e5, decent. Engine hates it. But it feels to me like we don't really have good moves anymore. Maybe rook e1. Yeah, queen d3. Now knight g4 is deadly. Yep. Yeah, b4 just gives up the c4 square. It creates a new target on b4. And it has 0 positives associated with it, Sergeant. So, yeah. It's a move that has no positives and a lot of negatives. As such, I don't know why it was appealing to you. Maybe exactly because of that. Yeah, Brazy, you are cooked here. Queen c7 unfortunately set you up on a very bad path or trajectory. if I want to use big words. Why do I have a feeling that somehow you're going to recover this game? Oh, broski, you missed 97. And we have got Perpetuo Ceccherino. Welcome to puzzle time. Perpetuo check. Yeah, I just mentioned it at the perfect time. And then you counter-botched it with Rook G4. Oh, man. This is pattern recognition for the friend of mine who asked about puzzles and how you put that into use. That's how. That this should jump at you. That 1919 with the queen on the back rank is a perpetual check. Oh! Now we spotted this one. Except, isn't there a Matutsky to be had with check? And then check. And then zigzagging the queen in and knight g6 checkmate. Shout out to pattern recognition. Yeah, check. And then you go check, 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 and mate. Or if they drop back here, then you go check, check, and then mate. How low is low, Brazy? Because frankly, this shouldn't take longer than a minute. Because all you need to calculate is zigzagging your queen in. Yeah, the d4 pawn does the heavy lifting. Yeah, I hate to tell you this, Brazy, but 3 minutes is not an argument enough to say that I didn't have enough time. That's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds more than what you needed. Because it's one straight line with 0 deviations. Right? Like, check that one deviation, king f6, mate in 1. That's it. So it's one straight line. Completely. Like, this is not even something you have to double check. It's that straightforward. Did I miss king g6? Sheesh, I did. It's actually check here. So, sorry, I stand corrected. 2 lines to calculate. You need more than 40 seconds. 120 now. Thank you, Botmit Ping, for catching that. That is actually the most beautiful line because we had to deny king g5 and now we have got the same mate pattern. That's asleep. Yeah. Good catch, Bot. And now it's a draw. Ugh. Yeah, you do win the queen, but you better not go down that path if you don't have to, right? And for this reason, by the way, check here is no good. You have to go this way to facilitate this check next. I mean, you want to come closer anyway. But yes, you are right, Shokara, that this is still a win. Yeah, that was pretty shameful. That we didn't win a single game in this tourney. Okay, ladies. On to next. Mr. Landau, have you sent me your game? Let me see. And there is Tindy as well. Who is this guy? Chess Flaggy. What? Wait, did someone pay for an anal that I didn't see? I think this is Mr. Landau. Yes, it is Landau. Good. Okay, Landau. Tindy, do you have time, buddy? Can I go first, Landau, or do you want me to anal you first? Because Tindy often has time constraints due to having a job. Someone is laughing. I don't know what's up, but okay. No, code mode actually is not here today. It's not code. It's Mr. Landau. All right. Oh, Mr. Landau is playing my line. Mr. Landau is playing my line. Okay, let's see. Yep. Mr. Landau remembers. Shout out to Mr. Landau. Lame. Queen C2, Mr. Landau, is the name of the game. Castles is very, very not on here. And the reason are twofold. First, because you want to challenge this knight immediately, like yesterday. Two, if you castle, then HG loses its bite with the open H5. But Queen C2 was like, what are you even doing here, bro? Right? Like, they can't take either piece because H7 is hanging. So F5 is more or less forced. And then we have got a fabulous... Endo, thank you, buddy. Endox, thank you. You have got a fabulous stonewall. The word didn't want to come to me too easily. Words don't come easy to me. Yeah, and then knight e2, knight f4, all that shindig, and we are rocking the house. Yeah? So it's queen c2 or nothing, bro. Now we are actually worse. Now we are worse. Strategically. Is there any merit to playing g4 here? No, the answer is a no, because as soon as you go g3, king g2, we get hit with e5, so forget it. Yeah, this was bad, man. This was bad. Also, it is soon becoming time to buy the bullet with e4. Andox, thank you so much for the dono. No, it doesn't look like a London, because in a London we would have a shitty pawn on c3, so it still looks better than that. Do we have knight e5 here to try to... Whoa, I got a star, baby. I got a star. What's up, love?
You picking up city?
Don't worry, I am... City is fine. Yeah, 95 is clever. The idea being that after take, 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 we have got check. Not queen h5, because then f5 covers both threats, yeah? What do you mean, Shock? In a middle position like this, can you go over the questions you are asking yourself to reach the correct plan conclusion about the position? Well, I suppose, do you mean that do you want me to do it to model it, or are you asking if that is the right way to approach the position? Right, so the way I would think about this is that well, first of all, I think the way I would approach it is that I would evaluate the position first, and I would evaluate it to be definitely no advantage to us anymore. It's very important to be aware of that, because that determines what kind of plans we are playing for. As such, I am quite okay with taking on a IQP, in particular with opposite colored bishops likely happening. because it brings imbalances into the position. So if I want to play for a win, this is a very serious contender because it changes the character of the position. Additionally, I would look at 95 here because it's a type of cocky bastard move that I love to play because it seems impossible. But I immediately noticed the tactic with bishop h7, queen h5. And so because of I am by nature, and this is personal, it's not objective, is a type of person who likes to solve problems through tactical means, I am attracted to knight e5. And so very likely I settle on this. And, well, no, sorry. So I calculate the line of knight e5, knight e5, d5, bishop e5, bishop h7, king h7, queen h5, king g8, queen e5. And I conclude that we have got a very likely good knight, bad bishop scenario because the pawns are fixed and I have got a knight e2, knight d4 blockade coming in. Now, at this point, I lost about 20% of people who are following because they go like, but there's a pawn on d4 because they misvisualize the line that after knight e5, de5, the pawn in fact is not on d4, and consequently my idea about a dark squared blockade with knight e2 and d4 is actually valid. Now I would evaluate it slightly better for white, which is completely false according to the engine, but I can't care less. I would still do it. So that's roughly my thinking here. Oh, fat rate coming in from the sexy Canadian. Yeah. And that's actually Lifong. That is Lifong. To be very clear, I wasn't referring to other attractive Canadian streamers. It's definitely Lifong, ladies and gentlemen. If it's a man with the glasses on the northern hemisphere, it's a sexy beast who goes by the name of Lifong. On the southern hemisphere, it's me. Thank you, mate. I hope you had a good one. And welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Thanks for the fat one. Thanks for the fat one. I mean, look, to add to that shock, and this is where my modeling is not necessarily helpful. So I'm going to add a few things to this. People would be attracted here to the idea of bishop b1, queen d3, which in fact was played. In my book, it's a waste of time because almost certainly what we do here, I just play a pass, is that we are going to provoke f5, which is something that black wants to do. For a lot of people, this is an attractive proposition to play bishop b1. For me, it makes no sense, right? So I didn't mention it because it's not part of my thinking, but perhaps it is instructive to go through it because for a lot of people, it is a valid idea, including Mr. Landau, who in fact did play bishop b1. Similarly, queen e2 seems to fit a lot of bills, but to my mind, again, it's a pretty move that does nothing. So I'm really down to either e4 or knight e5. In a way, both of them deal with the f5 problem. I think that is an important addition to complete the picture. Right, let's move on. So we played bishop b1. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I looked at it tactics, but I don't like it because it takes 5,000 moves, right? And by the time we get it to hit, we walk headfirst into e5. And now we got the reverse Uno card with the isolated pawn, and now king is staring in the barrel of this deadly diagonal, which is just about to be opened up. Yeah. So this is like you have to play knight d4, and then the whole shebang just made no sense. I don't think I can, Jerome. Like, isn't it self-explanatory? It gains center, it gains space, it allows black to fully control e4. facilitates knight f6, knight e4. Like, I don't know what. I'm pretty sure that you could explain it to yourself as well as I can. I don't mean to sound like a douche, but if I explain to you f5, I'm not going to tell you a single thing that you didn't know. It denies e4, it allows the knight to come in. Gain space. You knew all of this. I'm not telling you anything you didn't know. FC. In fact, I'm very curious how else you can see it other than that way. Like, what's your take on it? I don't even know what that means, Jerome. When you say we don't care about the e6 pawn, I'm like, what e6 pawn? So what? Like, have you seen my YouTube video about be a thinker, don't be an observer? I know it's a backwards pawn because I have eyes, right? How is that relevant to the position? Have you seen my be a thinker, not an observer video, Jerome? You should really watch that video. In fact, everyone should. Okay, I need to go and find this video now. What happened just then, by the way? Oh, Joker with the subby. Yeah, exactly. So the point is that if you are looking at this and you go like, well, e6 is backward, then you have made a correct observation. It also happens to be infinitely irrelevant to any decision making you make because it's irrelevant. It has no bearing whatsoever on the position. That's the video you are after, buddy. I just linked it. It is completely inexploitable. Especially short term, but even in long term, it's irrelevant. It's like saying that the bishop on b7 is bad. Yeah, it is. I can't argue with that statement. It's a bad bishop. It's you're singling out a factor when there are 20 of them and all 20 contribute to an evaluation. And we are looking at one, not as a whole. It's a very common mistake low-rated players make because they like to hang on to things that they can easily identify. Right? Like e6 is easily identifiable as a backward pawn. So they cling on to that because that's easy to pick out in the chaos. Like that's an easy pointer to go with. Unfortunately, it's an irrelevant one. The dynamic potential that black has here with knight f6, knight e4, potentially rook lift, queen here, and mate down here is a dynamic feature. That's a lot harder to put a tag on. We have any studies today? Dude, you're learning more now than you ever will in your chess life. And you're asking me if we have any studies? I feel insulted. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Mr. Landau, this is... Unfortunately, this is pseudo-attack, pseudo-aggression. Like, none of what you're doing here is hurting black. It can hurt you. Shit. Nah, I know, Billa. Sorry, I was a bit feisty there. I wasn't trying to be a douche either, so let's come to a ceasefire there. Talking about the puzzle lines, I don't know what you mean there, though. Okay, anyway, let's go. I don't like g5. I would have just played g6 and then plonked the knight on e4. Now at least we have got a little bit of a purchase on this f5 pawn, which is somewhat decent. Well, it's certainly not hurting black, right? Like g4, okay, play another move for white. What do? Like a measure of how much damage a move does, Courtney, as you know, is always to ask yourself, what could I do with this if I had another move to make? Right? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Like you can take on f5 and all you would accomplish is to allow me an extra e-file access. Yeah, g5 was played because white wanted to, oh sorry, black wanted to disallow the g5 push. Thank you for the new followers, in particular Isikimu and Maita. Thank you. So yeah, g5 was weird. And solar system too. Yeah, the one that I linked. Yes, I think the thumbnail gives it away, doesn't it? Not wanting to be a douche. I just thought that was a dead giveaway there. Okay, so this is now a very pleasant transition into a better position. And the engine line is borderline unfindable here. In fact, the two best moves here are unfindable. But I'm very curious if anyone can come up with the correct idea for white here. Mr. Landau not included because I think he may have looked at it with the engine already. I think, Jerome, that video is going to speak to you big time. Why am I getting so many joins? Is it because you're featured on Chess TV? Welcome in, sexy humans, by the way. Shout out to all of you. Welcome to Solar System and Epic as Person 54. That is a hell of a username. Shout out to you, young fella. Right, it is an incredible positional idea. And Jerome in particular is gonna love it because it's a positional self-destruction in order to dominate. No, I think I may have... No, I copied the wrong video then, buddy. Or you clicked the wrong video. I will put it in again. That's what she said. There you go. It's titled The Biggest Flaw of Sub 1500 Players. But actually it's more like Sub 2000. I just didn't want to bully people. But don't watch that now, Jerome, because I'm about to blow your mind. So the best move for white here is rook c1, which is obvious find, right? Because rook onto the open file, yada yada yada, with the tempo. So the key idea is after bishop g7. Literal stroke of a genius. Deep breath. Drum roll, please. Knight g3. Double exclamation mark. And now f5 is completely forked. So the trade is forced. And actually this trade, which creates a double pawn and a backward pawn on an open file, no less, secures a large advantage to white. Now, why is that? Partly because this trade made rook c1 10 times stronger, because now we have got a deadly penetration threatened. The knight on d7 can't move anymore. It could before, but not after the trade, on account of allowing knight e5 with dire consequences. So all of a sudden, the remainder of the black army is incapable of moving. Rook c7 is threatened, so the most logical move to deal with it is queen d6, but that hangs g5. So now we have to think of how the hell is black going to stop this? This is the finest example of positional chess understanding I've come across in a very long time. This is beautiful. We took on two major weaknesses voluntarily in order to prove positional advantage. Well, it's debatable, in my opinion, Jerome, if white's advantage is dynamic here. I don't think so. There are lots of static features here. The knight can't move because of knight e5. That's a static feature. Yeah, queen d8 is only move. And then there are two ways to continue, or 45 ways if you will. Queen a3 is my favorite, with the threat of queen d6. And again, the knight can't move. The engine really likes the very prosaic rook c3 with the idea of queen c2. Absolutely gorgeous chess. What if g4? The problem with g4 is that it further weakens the position. So first of all, now f5 is undefendable. So that alone wins the argument. But even if it weren't, the second issue here is that now you fix the pawns entirely, which gives access to f4 for the knight in the long run. So knight e1, knight e3, knight f4 plans would also win. But knight h4 is outright winning because you can't defend f5. So it loses both tactically and positionally. At this point, guys, I have to ask for a 10-second pause because I'm running low on energy. I need to get some taka. I will ask Izzy to give me some food. But we have to now transition from chess to mukbang in a couple of minutes. Sweetie, it is. Can you please, honey, make me some lunch? And bring it in. Microwave it at least a minute, yeah? Love you. Now, please. Okay. Tucker has been ordered. Wait. Courtney, you're not going anywhere. Courtney, send you a message, please, on Discord now. Where are you? Is this Courtney? No, is this Courtney? Where is Courtney on Discord? Shite. Alright, I will find you if you can't find me. Andras React content. What's that for? Right, anyway, so back to the game. So we played knight c3 instead and it got a fat question mark. But honestly, finding this is an outlandish task. So I don't blame you for playing this. And I think that, see, this is one of those cases where when the engine gives you a question mark for knight c3, you go like, piss off, mate. Like, if you don't see knight rook c1, knight g3, then this becomes one of the most logical candidates. Now here, I don't know what Mr. Landau did, but if I were white here, my top candidate here would be a3. Hands up if you think that you would come to a3 as a candidate in this position at all, or you would be like, no freaking way would I even look at that. In retrospect, you will agree with me that it's very logical. Well done, Malcolm. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a3, bishop a2. You could do it with bishop c2, bishop b3, but this feels to me a lot more natural. Yeah, so a3. g3, some kind of a defensive measure. We are not going to shade it too hard. Oh, a3 did come. Good. Very good. Yeah, bishop a2. Yep, very good. g4. I love a man who knows how to target my weakness. I love a woman, but each to their own, Tommy Shelby. No judgment. I prefer ladies in this matter, but you do you. Whatever works. Whatever works. Is that an Anish meme? Oh, pew pew pew. Okay, I don't know what that is. All right, please tell me that we played knight takes d5 like a man, yeah? As per Malcolm Tucker. Wait, I accidentally pinned a message. How do you unpin that? I did that by accident. Shit. Unpin. Okay. I did think that was Anish, that's it. So, Mr. Landau, please tell me for the love of God that you took knight d5 in like 2 seconds. What? Okay, so calculate with me, good sir. Knight d5, bishop d5, bishop d5, ef3, queen takes f5. King g7, bishop takes f7, queen takes f7. Queen takes f7, king takes f7, e4, and black is utterly helpless against me munching on this pawn. That's 4 pawns versus 1 on this wing. Yeah, Zane, those ideas are there. You just need to find them. He's a knight d2 guy. Well, at least knight e1, right? So that we can read out toward f4. But not playing knight d5 here. Like, seriously, man. What's the story, Mr. Landau? Like, isn't this a piece-to-piece calculation? Tick, tick, tick. Wait, I need to temperature test it, love. The portion looks absolutely optimal. Mm? Good. Thank you. Okay. Love you. You're the best. Yeah, this would have been really manly. Excuse my eating now. For those who are willing to call it eating rather than inhaling food. Wait, what? Knight e1 followed by king g2. What happened to the logic department, friends, here? What? Why is it king and not knight to g2? Well, I get that, but then what's going to happen with the horse? Isn't it knight g2 followed by knight e2? No brainer. Mr. Landau, we are dropping the ball here big time. No, bullsh. I don't accept for a second that calculating 95 here is not easy for you. Nah, I'm not buying into that. I'm almost convinced that the reason why I didn't play 95 is because you didn't bother looking at it. Coach, are you excited that Gotham is going to Joe Rogan podcast to discuss chess? No. Well, yes. Sorry, no, I don't want to be a negative Nancy. Yes, I am excited because it's more dollars for... Sorry, it's more exposure to chess. So I'm excited. Yeah, grow the game. I understand your moves, but I don't like them. Yeah, you committed suicide in this game, buddy. F4 was, of course, the way to go here. I want you, Mr. Landau, to observe here. It is a matter of you constantly going backwards. Knight e1, queen c2. That can never be good, man. It will certainly move the needle as far as my Freudian slip was concerned. Sitting fish, thank you. Love you, buddy. Engine likes knight f3 with the dual threat of take and take. This game got absolutely wild and mental here. I'm very impressed, buddy, that you managed to keep the ship steady. For those of you wondering, takes is very bad on account of check. And now if the king comes back, he will lose the queen. And if the king goes into the file, then we get mated. Springbok. Oh, Springbok. The reason why Levy is going on a podcast like that and not Kasparov is because we have got an entire generation now who follows chess who doesn't know who Kasparov is at all. And I'm not talking about like hundreds of people, but tens of millions. Pavel Elyanov tweeted today that he just finished the tournament and a streamer went up to him and went like, asked something, and he said, yeah, I'm Pavel Elyanov. And the streamer said, I don't know who you are. A chess streamer said to Pavel Elyanov, I don't know who you are. And then he said that I played a game against Alexeyev To which the streamer responded that I also don't know who Alexeyev is. Now, if I say that people really shouldn't claim themselves to be chess streamers with that kind of attitude / knowledge, I would be cancelled tomorrow. So I'm not going to say that, but I think that. Well, I mean, you can stream whatever you like in whatever way you want, right? But it's a bit of a disgrace. It's a bit of a disgrace. I mean, Pavel Elyanov was a 2700 plus rated GM. Definitely top 15 at the prime of his career. Right? But look, each to their own. I don't mean to discredit Levy at all. If I could do what he had done, I would have done it in a heartbeat. So, more power to him. This game absolutely went off the rails. Yes, that's right. Like, he is the ultimate go-to for casual viewers, and casual viewers is 99% of viewers, apparently. Mr. Landau, I don't remember the last time I saw chaos like this. This is insanely fun. I'm so impressed that you managed to keep your nerve here. Like, in this chaos, I think 98% of us would have lost this game. King G1, very level-headed move. Queen G2, brilliant. Keeping up the pin, threatening taking the knight with the queen, trading queens. And then Bishop D5, yeah, and then your opponent crumbled under the pressure. No, it's not expected from everyone, but if you are a actual registered, sponsored, I don't even know who it was, by the way, and I prefer not to know, streamer who is at a certain tournament to make content on behalf of a big chess platform, and you don't know who Pavel Elyanov is, that is kind of lame, right? Imagine that you are a massive NBA content creator. As a fan, you create NBA content, and then someone goes up to you, like, let's say a current top player, Doncic, and he goes like, oh yeah, I stole this move from Pippen. And they go like, who is Pippen? And you go like, you what? That's literal equivalent. This game blows my mind, Mr. Landau. This game absolutely blows my mind. This is so good, man. Hello, Super. Despite the earlier misses, I love this game. I absolutely do. Don't you have D5 here, buddy? And Bishop G3 loses to Rook G1. Michael, thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, that is fugly, man. We've dropped the ball again. We dropped the ball again. D5 was here to tame the Black Army and control it. And now instead of going back, you can go forward like a chess player. Guard, attack. And then king e2. And the f2 bishop is a giant piece of poo. Oh my god, fugly. But good. Dude, these knights, the best knight tango I've ever seen in my life. Easy, hands down. Knight f2 wins now. What? Hello? Mr. Landau, aren't we winning a piece here or something? And then run, run, run. Yeah, these knights, man. These knights are killing it. Okay, we're still winning it because the bishop is absolutely poo. Yep. 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 Dude, this technique is very clean. Very clean technique. Love it. So good. Wait. I'm gonna rook d1 here. Am I missing something? Oh, here. Okay, fair. The machine wants king e2. Yeah, right. That was it. That was it. And this botches the win. This was the most entertaining chess game I've seen in a very, very, very long time. I was getting fatigued. It was after midnight, and the whole game, after this whole game, I was spent. Dude, this was... I should have paid you money for this. Okay. Key takeaways. Opening. We missed 95. So castles was too soon. It should have been queen c2 here. Huge, huge miss. Then 95 here. Had to be played. Then knight g3 here was like rook c1. Knight g3 here was insane. And then you missing the tactic here with knight d5, that was embarrassing on your level. Ah, embarrassing. Is that harsh? Nah. You shouldn't have missed it. Super Hyrius, thank you. I'm farming this PogChamp shit like a champion, guys. That is brilliant. Alright, Tindy on the menu, but I need to take a leak. Be right back in 30 seconds. Yes, thank you for the taka, man. Next time put some cheese on it. The next time put some cheese on it. Cheese? Yeah. I did. Some microscopic amount. No, that was a great game, Landau, Mr. Landau. That was all you, man. All right. The last hurrah, Mr. Tindy. Wait. Where is the Tindy game? He sent it to me on WhatsApp. Wait. I don't know how I do this all the time. All right. Tinder Black Ranks. What's my FIDE rating? 2377. But I've been inactive for more than 10 years, so my FIDE rating is almost irrelevant. FC Zane, D492 is not an opening. That is an embarrassment, and the fact that you typed it into my chat is a punishable crime. Do not play dog like that. Please, for the love of God, have some dignity and self-respect. And I mean that, all of it wholeheartedly. Okay, Tindy, I thought that we had this discussion. If you play modern move orders against bishop e3, we don't play knight f6 because after queen d2 you have got problems. So here you need to get creative with a6 or c6 or whatever floats your boat. If you play the Pirtz move order, which is d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6 and then bishop e3, then we also do not play bishop g7 for the same reason, but we play c6 and then b5. You need to pick one or the other. So if you do the modern move order, then you can still play c6 or a6, but the idea is to start your queenside play without allowing the queen d to bishop h6 maneuver. Yeah, this is signing up for absolute slaughter. Don't ever do that. Patsaklas, I haven't actually seen the whole game. I went to bed when Anish had a clear advantage and I was hoping that he would convert, but apparently he missed multiple wins. And with that, his chance to do anything. Thank you, Sweet Corn Pizza. Appreciate you, buddy. That is not even probably necessary. H4, I guess, is already good to go. But okay, let's go. Okay, this I don't think I like. Is Tindy still in the house, by the way? Yeah, he is. So, instead of running both pawns up, I would here go queen a5, because that makes b4 an annoying threat. That when the knight buggers off, you take that. Hatapochi! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, and if king b1, then you can again start seriously questioning the center, or be meaningful about your actions. Right now the knight can come to c6, the bishop may come to e6, and your pieces feel like they are alive. You are too late, man, here with a5. This ain't gonna do shite compared to how quickly you get killed here. Like, you are just too late. Way too late. Yeah, I have no idea what you're doing here, buddy. Like, this is very bad stuff. It's your house is on fire and you're polishing the doorknob. Like, this is one of those textbook cases when I describe chess as a dialogue Except that you completely ignore what the other guy is telling you. Like, he goes like, hey, I want to rip your head off. And you go like, yeah, the weather is nice, isn't it? No, I'm ripping your head off right now. You go like, yeah, sunny, beautiful sun. Look, we haven't had that sunshine for days. Really nice, no? Isn't it? It's like, what are you doing, bro? But this is not countering anything, man. Like, how is bishop a6? Like, what's the meaning of this move? Trading pieces. But, dude, the pieces that kill you are this, and to some degree this. This is not a criminal that you want to deal with. Not to mention that after h5, b4, 92, you can only trade into stuff that will just make the attack stronger. There's no Sydney Sweeney analogy here. It's too bad play for that. It doesn't deserve one. 94 is a shocker. 92 every day of the week. Alright, that is our first, like, now you showed up to the game. About half an hour and 10 moves too late. But now we have officially shown up. We are present. Yep. Now actually, this was all premature. Like, your opponent should not have done this. It needed to be 92 developing. Because now after rook a7, you will have an easy defender on the 7th rank. And you are golden. Yeah, queen is... Yeah. This part was exceptionally well defended. Mind you, with that I'm praising your opponent as much as I'm praising you. Because they made the defense possible. But still, the fact that you didn't get absolutely gutted in this game is great. The problem is that now you feel that bishop a6 was the right way to play. Which I'm telling you, not even close. I'm a bit scared about f5. I would have taken this and then go here. Maybe. But let's see. Yeah, it had to be something like f5, I guess. e5 looks terrible. Wait, what? Isn't it hanging? Tindy, what the hell? What? Why are we not taking this? Hello? What? Ain't that pawn hanging? Razmir! Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, but like rook e1, I just go rook a7, no? Like h7 is... I'm never gonna crack on h7 in this game anymore. And if knight f3, I've got knight g4. My pieces are too active to lose them. I can't lose the knight on a4. I mean, maybe it's not that bad, but you had absolutely no reason to refrain from capturing. Rook f6, a killer. It is a killer, it kills white. This is what you were afraid of. But no threat, no? Queen g7 next, and we win. They lose. Yeah, you're right, you are wrong. But you are also right to check in on that, because that looks scary, so... I'm still glad that you had a valid reason to reject it. Sorry, you had a reason to reject it. It was invalid, but it was reason enough. That's clever. That's also very clever. But maybe too clever. 95? 95? Sporgasm, welcome in, brother. And you are very, very welcome to be here, and thank you. That's what I wanted to say, not you're welcome, but thank you for the kind words. Indeed, indeed. I do my best to provide quality content. Not sure who else you are watching, but you are at the right place. Yeah, I reckon indeed this was smart, but maybe a bit too clever. Maybe a tad too clever, because yeah, knights are getting really, really passive now. I don't see why 95 is not a good chess move here. And who said that you are not going to get the e-pawn? I don't see how that is a valid point. And by the way, that's the wrong priorities, because if you can take this and tame this, then you have got two passes which are going to win the game for you, right? Sydney Swidler in the house. Not yet. And the most important difference between the two Tindy, and that's the decisive meta, is that this is passive as hell. Like, it doesn't get worse than this. The king is cut off from what, buddy? Like, I don't understand these comments. Like, tell me the move that hurts you. Don't tell me that the king is cut off. Like, I can see that. So is the knight. Like, what does that mean? Play a move. Tell me what hurts you here. Because I don't see it. King is cut off is airy-fairy stories, man. You go knight c5, I take the pawn. Prove it wrong. I challenge you. Come at me. Bullshit. Like, what is extremely dangerous about it, man? Half of your army is covering the promoting square. 0 of their army is supporting it. How? How is this a dangerous pawn? That's not safe. You didn't play it safe. You played it inaccurate. I don't understand what's safe about this. Like, you can't move a piece. How do you find that this is safe? Can't move, can't move, can't move. If this is your idea of safe, we need to work on safe, buddy. Yes, which is now a genuine risk. In my line, you never end at risk. This pawn is a lot stronger in this line than anything we looked at after 95. So you are now hitting yourself with your own argument. This pawn has never been scarier than now. Like, I'm literally trapping your knight on f8, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so now you hold a draw? Like, this is your idea of safe? That if we play accurately, we might not lose this. Like, shut up. This is rubbish, man. Like, absolute nonsense. Like, compare that to this. Like, why there's 0 threats? Knock yourself out. Play it. Show me how this is a threat. Because I'm dying to see it. I get it that you were low on time and you considered it dangerous. But your sense of danger let you down very badly here. Because actually the rook is a far more meaningful defender of the pawn than the rook is a supporter of it. So trading these two off actually weakened your ability to control the pawn, not strengthening it. Thank you for the many followers, by the way. Yubopi and Julian Prine. Yep, that was solid. That was solid. I mean, your opponent did not play a single sensible move. Which again makes you falsely think that you played it well. And you didn't play badly, but I dislike the way how we went about this endgame. But after e7, it's game over. Actually, not yet. According to the machine, 94 would have kept the game level. You might even have to worry at times. Yeah, this is still actually a chess game. But I'm very happy with the fact that you did not get mated. Yeah. Oh, this is 21 hand though. Not bad. Not bad. There are a lot more things about this game that made me impressed than the things that I wasn't impressed about, especially because the parts that I wasn't impressed about are easy fixes. Mostly the catastrophic play of the opening phase. I really, really like the fact that you survived this attack here. That was very impressive. Like, all of this is quite fine. Yeah, here you misjudged the consequences of this. Which is a typical feature, by the way, of good attacking players, is that they overestimate the attacking potential of the opponents when they are on defense. So, you see this, and you stopped calculating because you shat your pants. Had you looked one move deeper, you would have realized that Queen G7 defends everything. Yes, you do. And then the endgame was a bit topsy-turvy, but we got there in the end. Bloody brilliant. Bloody brilliant. Well done. I'm proud of you, buddy. No, I'm very happy. We are clearly en route to 22 hundo. Clearly en route to 22 hundo. Yeah, play simple chess is a bit of a lame advice at times, because very often simple is simple for good players and it's incredibly complicated for those who don't have the skill or the experience to correctly calculate and evaluate stuff. But as an overarching concept, as a generic concept, it's correct, yes. But at times it feels very empty and condescending. In context, it makes more sense, I suppose. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have done all my dues, and I analyzed everyone's games who expressed interest in that. DH, I published my Chess Principles Reloaded recently, and there are no more books in the works at the moment, but there might be more. There might be more. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not planning on streaming anytime this week. Tomorrow is likely, actually. Yeah, tomorrow maybe. Definitely not on Wednesday, and then Thursday I might come back again. So, yeah. We'll see how we go. Anyway, it was lovely to have you guys on board. I hope that Elliot is still on, because he raided us a couple of times recently, so I want to raid him back. Saying random words disorder. Okay. I don't know what you're going to get there, but since he was nice, we are going to be nice in turn. Be good, lovely humans. Take care. Win chess games. Awesome, Gozzy. Look forward to it, buddy. Be sure to be here. Take care, lovely humans. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio. Bye.